Here's your guide to the Citadelle Des Morts Easter egg. The first simple step to any Easter egg is opening Pack-a-Punch, eliminate the Doppelgast, pick up the crystals the Doppelgast dropped, interact with the red portal, and Pack-a-Punch will appear. Next, you're going to pick up some papers with symbols in the stamina up room. The first one is in this corner of the room, either on these boxes or this ledge. The second picture can be either on the bed here or in this general just corner. The third page can be on the couch or is on this ledge nearest the door. And the fourth one can be on this side of the wall or in general of the hallway of this area. Once you grab all four of the pages, then we can get started on how to acquire the elemental swords and incantations. So you can only start acquiring these until you reach round 10, where once you reach round 10, there are going to be these buckethead zombies, where if you shoot them in the head, they take no damage, but destroying them in the body will drop a stamp on the ground. This stamp, it will allow you to grab one of the four swords within the Vulture Aid area. The first sword we're going to look at is going to be the lion sword, or the light sword to be exact. You'll know it's the lion one because it has like a lion face on the chest plate of the statue. But once you do pick up this sword, you'll notice that bugs around you will be glowing a very bright orange. And if you melee a bug with the sword, your sword will start to glow orange. With knowing that, you will now want to just make your way over to where Speed Cola is located. If you keep going down like this little alleyway, I guess, while your sword is glowing orange, you'll notice this door with a lion head on it as well will be glowing. And if you take your glowing sword and hit it on the door, then you will see a symbol appear on the door. You will need to simply repeat this 3 more times. Once you have done this 4 times and see 4 symbols on the door, simply just interact with the door. You'll see like the little lion thing, like knock on it. You'll enter on into the doorway into this long kind of hallway. Eliminate the zombies here, and you will see a pedestal where you can place your sword and simply place in your sword into the pedestal. This will now send out all 4 of these symbols that you were shown on the door out into just the room, and you'll need to shoot these symbols in a specific order. And luckily, the order of it is being told to you on the pedestal itself. If you look at the center of it, and this is the symbol it's asking you to shoot first. So for me, it was a circle with a dot on it. The next one was a X. My third symbol was then the triangle, and then obviously the last symbol is whatever the last symbol is in your room. Once you do shoot all 4, it'll do a little animation with the sword kind of glowing, and you will be able to pick up your sword. Pretty cool. This is probably my favorite sword. But anyways, moving on to the next sword, which is going to be the Raven sword. Once again, you will need another stamp to be able to pick up the base sword from the statue, and this statue will have a crow literally sitting on its shoulder. Once you pick up the sword, you want to head on into the room right behind it, and all you're doing in here is simply finding a little like artifact piece in here. This could be raven heads, a jaw, a fossil of a scorpion. Just look around. This could be on tables, on shelves, and you can honestly simply just interact with like everything around the room. You don't even need to be looking at the thing to know what it is right away. For me though, I had the raven heads, which were sitting on the bookshelf right here after I do pick them up. But after you do end up picking up whatever you find, you want to take it back over to spawn and enter on into this bar and head on down the bar basement, where you'll see this fast travel portal, and across where the fast travel portal is, you'll see like this weird kind of thing on the wall. Interact with it, which will place whatever you picked up onto it, and it will light up, showing you a bunch of symbols that you need to correlate towards the thing that you ended up picking up. Now right away, I'm giving you guys this cheat sheet right here. Just take a look at this. This has, I'm pretty sure, all of the items you could find. So for me, I had raven heads, and to make sure you're inputting this correctly, you're trying to set the correct symbols towards the bottom of the whole entire like weird thing that you're interacting with. But again, take a look at this sheet, screenshot it too to keep it for later. But for me, I had the raven head, so I am needing the triangle with a line going through the top of it. And for the actual zodiac sign, but for me, the zodiac sign for my raven heads, this like Roman numeral 2 looking symbol. But once you have the correct 2 symbols that you are needing, insert it to let the thing accept it, in which if you do accept it correctly, it'll then spin around a little bit, and then after a bit behind you, you will actually notice a little void portal on the ground, and the machine thing you were interacting with will then start popping out little orbs. These orbs will start to follow you wherever you go. They do move slowly, but if they do touch you, I'm pretty sure they do explode and will kill you. Not exactly one-shot you, but they can do some damage to you. I have personally lost to these orbs. All you're simply trying to do is lead the void orbs over the voidness that's on the ground. You just got to get 3 orbs to go into the void, in which once you do end up getting the 3 orbs into the void will then move up to the first floor. And once again, once you end up with 3 orbs into the voidness will then move on to the 3rd floor where the pool table is located. Once 3 orbs have been inserted into the voidness, then the voidness will start to head back down to the basement and land back into the machine you were interacting with before. From here, all you need to do is just interact with the machine again. The sword will then kind of pull out, go into the voidness itself, and then after a couple seconds, it'll come out and you will have yourself your upgraded Raven sword. Next is going to be the Fire Dragon sword, which is also plainly easy. Pick up the sword and head on over to the entrance of the castle. Head up these stairs and you're going to see a literal dragon statue. Insert the sword into the pedestal in front of the dragon, and above it you're going to see that it pinpoints 3 locations on the map. These can be done in any order, but with this video I'm going to show you this one, which is going to be down the hill of where Deadshot Daiquiri is. But what you're doing here is when you end up picking up the flame, all you'll have is your fists, increase speed, but you will start to be taking damage. And you need to take this flame back to that dragon statue. But obviously with your health being taken away, you don't want that. So to replenish your health on your way up to the dragon statue, just hit any zombie that you see in front of you. You'll always one-shot the zombies when you're doing this, so definitely just go for it. But make your way to the dragon statue, and when you get in front of it, just interact with it, and you're done with at least one. The second one I'm going to show you is going to be literally at spawn. You'll notice it right away. It's going to be sitting in this corner right by the clock tower. Make your way to the dragon statue, and once again, just melee zombies on your way up. Interact with the dragon statue when you make it. And the last one, you're going to want to make your way towards Melee Macchiato and head out to the ridge where the oil and the trap is located and the cannon is, and you'll easily spot it. Once again, this one's way closer. You probably literally only need to hit like one zombie to be able to make it, or none even at all if you have stamina. But once you make it back with this final flame, the dragon statue will then breathe on the sword, and after a couple seconds you will be able to pick up your fire sword. It's that easy. And lastly, moving on to the stag sword or the lightning sword. To start with this one, you're going to need to locate 3 of these same items. Luckily 2 of them spawn exactly in the same spot every single game. The first one I'm going to show you is right by Deadshot Daiquiri. It's going to literally be next to it, laying up against these boxes. Simply pick it up and then we can start moving on to the next one. For this next one, you definitely want to just grab yourself dead wire on any weapon you have equipped. I have heard that shock charges even work on this if you get a zombie close by, which you can do if you want as well. But if you have either one on, that's fine. Head on over to Speed Cola, and if you look up on this antenna, you're actually going to see the item, but look back down on this building and you're going to see like an electrical box sitting right here. If you have dead wire, you can easily just shoot this electrical box. Electricity will go up to that antenna, knocking down your item. And for the last item, this is actually going to be located on a zombie, and you probably just want to go down to where Quick Revive is located. Stay down in this area, or honestly any area that's down below, as I spent many rounds above, and then when I went down there for one round, I got the zombie to spawn in right away. You'll see it sticking on the zombie, and then when you kill the zombie, it'll drop it on the floor. Pick up the item, and once you have all 3, you want to make your way over to where Elemental Pop is. If you head outside towards the cannon, you're going to see this vase sitting right here against the wall. Interact with the vase, and it'll put all 3 of the same item into the vase. It'll start spinning, and you'll notice like a storm basically start to happen around you. This part's kind of weird because honestly I don't really understand how it works, but you definitely don't want to be doing this with a lot of zombies, not gonna lie, because this can easily down you. But what you're trying to do, I guess, is just run around, and every once in a while your sword will then just start to be electrified all blue. But once your sword is glowing blue and is electrified, you then just want to hit the vase, transferring the lightning to the vase, and you will need to repeat this 3 more times, a total of 4 times. Once you do hit it for the 4th time, the whole entire vase thing will completely stop spinning, and then you'll actually be able to insert your sword into the vase, and after again a couple seconds go by, you will be able to pick up yourself the lightning sword. And with that, that is how you get yourself all of the elemental swords. So let's get moving on into how you get the elemental incantations, which are basically related to the swords, but you can actually do these without the swords themselves, other than opening the chests that spawn from all these incantations. To start off, when you end up opening the Pack-a-Punch, you can go over to this wooden door and interact with it, which will open a little flap, and you will be introduced to, I'm pretty sure it's Craft. He'll have some dialogue for you, but once the dialogue is over and he sits back down, head on to the top of where you would normally get all the swords. Basically in this whole room, but starting off with the one above Vulturade, you're going to see this glowing crystal. Simply shoot the crystal in any weapon and a beam of light will start to come out of it. It'll start off faded, but then you want to shoot it until it becomes like a bright white light beaming towards another crystal, which then you want to shoot that crystal, which will then move again to a 3rd crystal. Do the same thing for the 3rd crystal. It'll move into this other opposite room. Shoot the 4th crystal until it's aligned with the 5th crystal. crystal and then shoot the 5th crystal until it is lined with this like little mannequin here. It'll glow on the mannequin for a little bit and then it'll give you a amulet. Now when you do end up picking up this amulet, you then want to just go back outside to where you grab the swords, and against this wall where this lion picture is, a golden aura, I guess, will spawn on the floor. If you interact with it, you will then place that amulet on top of it, and you'll simply just need to kill some zombies. And you'll simply just need to kill zombies around this area. The souls will get sucked into the amulet, and when it's all done, all the zombies will disappear, and a chest will actually come up from where the amulet was kind of sitting. And to open this, you will need to hit it with the light or lion sword, giving you the light incantation. Next is going to be the raven incantation. This one you want to go down to where Pack-a-Punch is, and you're going to see here there's like a little trap door thing for 500 points, and it'll drop you down into the sewers. On your way down to the sewers, once you get towards the end, you're going to see this crow sitting on this edge of the rock, and you're simply just going to shoot at the crow, kind of scaring it. It'll leave the sewer and it'll go out into the world, get up to the middle area where the statue is, and then just shoot down the crow, and you'll see a little light start to fall down from the sky. Once it lands, you'll see that it is a crow's talon. You then want to take this talon down back towards where Pack-a-Punch is, through a door and into the undercroft, and against this wall again you'll find yourself this like little yellow aura thing on the ground. Place the talon on the aura and a bunch of zombies will start spawning. Once again, kill all the zombies, the souls will go into the talon, and once enough zombies have been slayed, all the zombies will then disappear, and again a chest will pop up, which you can only open if you do have Raven Void Sword completed and hit it with the Raven Sword. Next we have the fire incantation, which can be done in kind of 2 different ways, but whichever makes it easier for you. You head out to the entrance of the castle where the cannon is. If you want to start by elemental pop and make your way outside where this like vase is as well, if you look above where you just came out of, you're gonna see these wood stacks piled up together, and you can either throw a Molotov at this wood pile, or you can have the fire sword, which kind of will make it easier, which will then light the fire, and then you'll notice like these fireballs kind of coming down, which are just zombies. You want to then just kill these zombies with your sword to recharge it. But once you're ready for the next one you want to stand over by the cannon and look across to where the entrance of the castle actually is, and you're going to see it above the entrance right here. Again, aim your reticle, or if you can, throw a Molotov on over, light the fire, and once again you'll see a bunch of fireballs start to come out. These next fire logs are going to be located to the right of where the cannon is. Next to the oil there's an X, and to a little more to the left you can get a clear picture of where the logs are. Again, throw a Molotov or use your sword ability, shoot it at it, it'll spawn more zombies. Once again, eliminate these zombies, and once you do end up eliminating these zombies, and then you're going to see a flame from each of the fires you made land by where the cannon is, which is just going to be a doppelganger, or a doppelgast, I think that's what it's correctly called. Simply eliminate this doppelgast and it'll drop the next ritual item for you, and once you do pick it up, simply drop down to this area, and right here against this wall you're going to see another yellow aura thing spawn on the ground. Place the amulet right here. The zombies will slowly start to spawn in. When it's finished, a chest will once again spawn up from the ground, and obviously again you can only open this chest if you have the fire sword, in which case you probably will have the fire sword with you if you're doing this step anyways. And lastly, for the lightning or the stag incantation, this one's actually the easiest. Head on over to this barn where Deadshot Daiquiri is, go inside, and if you look above this door you're going to see a horseshoe. Shoot down the horseshoe and pick it up. Then you simply want to head over to where the cannon is and enter on into the cannon, launching you to the spawn area. On your way through the air you'll notice like a bunch of electricity kind of go around your screen, and simply just look to your left or right in the air and you're going to see a lightning cloud over in one of these areas. Head on over to where the cloud is and you'll see where the horseshoe is just on the ground sitting there. When you get close to it, a bunch of zombies will start to spawn in. Just quickly pick it up, and you can honestly leave these zombies, because then once you do pick it up, head on over back to spawn, and against this wall on the ground you're going to obviously again see another yellow aura on the floor. Place the horseshoe on the ground, spawning in some zombies. Once you're done, all the zombies will disappear. The chest will lift up from the ground, and again you can only open this chest if you have the lightning sword and melee it. And as you do unlock all of these, more spots for these incantations will start to spawn around the map as well, which makes it a little bit easier. They're not always just in one singular spot. For this step you are going to need to head to the bar in spawn, and in the bar there is going to be 6 little vases with Roman numeral numbers written on them as well. What you want to do is find the vases in order from 1 through 6 and write down each of the symbols that is shown on the vases 1 through 6. Once you have that and written down in the right order, you now want to make sure that you have melee macchiato equipped, and head down to the undercroft and punch this wall, which will reveal a bunch of blue symbols, and you will need to shoot the symbols in the order you just acquired them from the bar. After shooting each of these symbols, they will start to flash and change spots, and you'll have less time to shoot each one as well. But once you do all 6, this red ball will open up a small wall with a book in it, and in the book should be the red pages you picked up earlier. For this next step, you will be activating and getting kills in specific traps, which is told to you in this book. The order of this is the first page on the top left, the second is the bottom left, third is the top right, and the fourth is the bottom right. You will need to find the trap that looks like the first symbol. So for me, it was a eye with eyelashes. And once you do find it, you want there to be zombies, obviously. And when you activate it and get some zombie kills, the trap will deactivate much faster than it normally does. If this is the case that happens to you, head back to the book to make sure that the symbol that you just did isn't glowing anymore. And if it isn't glowing red anymore, then you have finished that symbol and can move on to the next. If the symbol is still glowing, even though you know you did the correct symbol, look around the map again, and there may be another trap with the same symbol, and that's the one you need to do. But once you finish one symbol, then you can move on to the next, and then on to the third. And the very last symbol that you do will always be located in the stamina up room. So you only really have to find the first three symbols, and stamina up will always be your last one. When you finish the last trap though, you'll see an orb pop out and fly over to this wall down the stairs, revealing you another sequence, which this time dependent on your sword. From the top to the right to the bottom to the left is the order of your sword code, and for me this is fire, lion, lightning, and void. What you need to do is bring everybody to the sword room and everybody pick up their respective incantation with the order you just got with whoever has what sword. The first person will go up to the statue where they originally grabbed their sword and use the incantation on the statue, and then inspect their sword while in front of the statue. If done right, the statue will move its arms a bit and then it will begin to glow orange. You repeat the process with whoever is next in the order until the last statue is lit, where you will then be giving a mystical orb from the shining lights of the statues, and this is where you do a couple specific elemental kills. You can do these in any order, and I'll just show you and explain from how I did it. You're going to take this orb to 4 different areas. The first one being the undercroft, where you will place this orb in a holster and begin the challenge, and this challenge asks you to get kills with void elements. This being the shadow shot mod on weapons, the void incantations themselves, and the sword special ability, as well as the sword kills randomly doing the void damage also, because the kills must come from the void sources themselves. And once the orb is satisfied, you'll pick it up and can head to the next area, which will be in front of the entrance of the castle. And this is the fire challenge, and like the last, you will just need fire source kills. And for this one, I'm pretty sure the regular sword swing kills will count, but fire elemental kills is what you are looking for when doing the challenge in this area. But once this challenge is done, pick up the orb once again, and next is going to be in the spawn area next to the left gate. And for this challenge, it will involve electric kills, so dead wire, electric incantation, and the lightning swords electric special attack will also work with this as well. When this orb is done with the lightning, then pick up the orb, and the last challenge will be in the night sword room on the second floor opposite side of Deadshot Daiquiri. And for this challenge, probably the one that's totally different, all you have to do is green orbs will spawn in this area, and all you got to do is just run through as many as you can, as fast as you can. And once you've ran through a lot of these, then the challenge will be completed and you can pick up the orb one more time. And after you have finished your 4th challenge, bring the orb to the wall that showed you the order in which you do the statue step, and the wall will open up and there will be a red tube on the table. Just pick up the red tube and don't worry about the dialogue if you don't want to. But once you're ready, you can take the red tube back to spawn and place it on the statue in the center of the area to then begin the boss fight when everybody is ready. This boss fight is fairly easy, as you mainly want to keep moving and not stop. When you get some shots in, you want to shoot for more of the chest and back area, as this is where the armor will start off. This will be the gist of how you do damage to the boss properly, as doing enough damage to the back and front will break his armor plates, and once both sides are broken, his shoulders will become crit spots. Once enough damage has been done, he will enter an immune phase where you'll have to just worry about zombies for a minute, and after a minute he will become active again, only this time much faster. But this time you'll be shooting at his gauntlets, where once these are both broken off, they will become crit spots around where you just broke them. After some more damage, he will enter then another immune phase where you'll simply repeat the process again. Once he's moving, his armor and crits will be on his legs this time, and once you get him down to another immune phase, his chest will then be the last remaining crit spot, and all you gotta do is just kill him and you will have completed the Citadelle Des Morts Easter egg. And I will say personally, the weapon I definitely recommend to bring into here is honestly the ray gun. The ray gun does some crazy damage at max pack-a-punch to the armor. So if honestly at least one of you guys can get a ray gun to go on into the boss fight, you'll be pretty good. But if this video helped you out on how to complete the Easter egg, definitely drop a like. Subscribe to me if you want to see some more Black Ops 6 and gaming content. And with that, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in that next one. Peace out.